Hi everyone, this is Jay Harris coming to you from Tom's Trading Room. We're going to go over a stock ranker, this time the stock ranker average true range. Let's put our cursor on stocks, stock rankers, and then left click on average true range. When you bring up the stock rankers, you always have the help button there that you can click on, and it'll bring up a page explaining to you who created it, what it is, the calculations and coming up with the formula for it, as well as an explanation of the various wizards that are in the tools to use. This is an indicator that was created by Welles Wilder, and it is a means to measure volatility in a stock, index, or ETF. Back at the time that Wilder was doing his analysis, there was not a means of calculating volatility that took in the fact that stocks or indexes gaps. So his formula accounts for the gaps in price. It's usually used over a 14-day period of time, so it's generally computed, as it says down below here, the 14-day Wilder moving average, the WMA. Here's a calculation of the simple moving average versus the Wilder moving average. You can again read up more on the information as to the formulas used. There's the explanation on the wizards, the different choices and what they will show you, and down below an example of the readout once you click on the search button. Let's go back to the average true range page, and you'll see that it's a default to the highest ATR. Now real quick, the average true range is not an indicator that you use to assess direction of the stock. You're not using it to predict an up move or a down move. The way I see it is the ATR is used to validate, or it shows you interest or disinterest in the move that already happened. Basically, I can liken it to somewhat of a confirming indicator. What we want to do is click on the search button. When the list populates, it's going to rank these by the highest or the latest ATR as a percentage of the high-low range. And we want it as the highest percentage as possible. And you'll see that there's a few that are 100% or at the very top of their ATR. Zebra Technologies, let's go ahead and click on the chart button. You'll bring up a page that shows the chart. Another thing that is highlighted in the chart, as you see off to the right here, is the 7 to 149 day at the money implied volatility, and it's represented by the black line on the chart. Again, you can go back and read up on the help page more information on that. What I want to emphasize is the average true range line. You'll see the true range is calculated here and shown by the gray line. The average true range is the blue line in this part of the graph page, and you'll see that it's at the top or at 100% of its range for the amount of days calculated. Let's go back and look at the next one on the list, which is Mylan, MYL, and when it populates, you'll see a chart. You'll scroll down once again to look at the true range and the average true range calculations, and the blue line is at or on the 100% part of its range. What we're looking for, folks, here again is not an indication of the direction up or down on the stock. It's more or less confirming whether there's interest or disinterest on the move that's already happened. You know, when it's at the lowest part of its ATR, that's a quiet period of trading, and there's really narrow trade ranges. There's not a lot of volatility, if you will, but there may be volatility pumping back into the stock eventually. When it's at the highest part of the ATR, that's usually after a violent move or a very big swing in the price of the stock, index, or ETF, and that will eventually be followed by a low period of volatility. What we want to see in the case of like a bullish reversal off of support, if there's a bullish reversal and it's backed by a high ATR, then that shows conviction or validation for that move, and it shows that it may continue. If you get a break of a support area and there's high ATR, that means it's confirmation or interest in that move, and that break of support is valid and going to stick. That wraps it up for the ATR, folks. I will see you on future videos. Bye for now.